SurfShrink here. Excuse me. How are you guys? I hope you're doing well. I was thinking, yes, I don't really have anything on my mind today to talk about. And yesterday I did mention to you about meditation and how it's a good practice to not give a lot of power to your thoughts. And it's also a really good practice for anxiety and not giving a lot of attention to the thoughts that create anxiety. So anxiety is a verb. It's something we're doing. It's not really a feeling. It's very painful and it can hurt and make us exhausted, but it's not a feeling. It's a verb. It's an action. It's something we're doing in our mind. And it's very, it's a place of disconnect from our emotional state. It's a way to not be present in the moment. And I think that it's absolutely about not being present in the moment and being focused on either the past or the future. So when we're in an anxious place, we're either obsessing about something that happened in the past or obsessing about something that was said or done, or obsessing about the future, which we can't control. Both things we cannot control. And meditation is not about getting to a place of having an empty mind or a contentment or enlightenment. Those are enlightenment. Wow. I hope I get there someday. Anyway, it's the goal of meditation is wisdom, and it is about sort of learning about your mind and training your mind to be in the present. That's the goal of meditation. Oftentimes when I'm meditating, my mind is very, very busy, and it's a very active process. I rarely am just in a quiet mind state. That's a rare thing for me. I'm probably, Pema Chodron, who's a really great Buddhist monk who writes some wonderful books, she says she's the worst meditator in the world, which I highly doubt that, but she says that because her mind is so busy. Anyway, it's important to practice meditation frequently because, it's like you can't go run a marathon and not having ever ran. You have to train for that. And the same with having wisdom and not giving power to your thoughts and not participating in your thoughts. You have to practice that. It's like lifting weights. It's really something you have to do consistently, preferably daily. If you can't do it daily, you just do the best you can. And 5 minutes of meditation or 2 minutes of meditation is better than no meditation. Anyway, I was taught Vipassana meditation, and Vipassana meditation is breathing meditation. And it's focusing on the inhale and the exhale of your breath, the expansion and the contraction of your chest, of your belly. Some people can focus on the expansion and contraction of their nostrils. If you're in really good cardiovascular shape, that's harder to do. So that's the job. Seems pretty basic, it's pretty easy. Like, of course, who can't do that? It's pretty complicated. A lot of people give all kinds of metaphors of let your thoughts go by as clouds and just observe the clouds going by, or think of your thoughts as a river and stay on the banks and observe your thoughts going down the river. I think it's just important to focus on the breath because your body's always in the present. It's always in the present moment, and your breath is always in the present. And your breath doesn't belong to you. How about that? It doesn't belong to you. You don't get to choose when you stop breathing. You can make yourself hold your breath, but you can't hold it forever. Some unknown force to us makes us keep breathing. Maybe the primal force to survive, maybe some spiritual force. I don't know. Anyway, you focus on your breath and the inhale and the exhale. Even if it's tight, even if your breath is shallow, you don't really make a lot of judgments about that. You just focus on your breath. But there's going to be thoughts, lots and lots of thoughts. Like for me, there's like, what am I going to wear today? What's my plan for tomorrow? Oh, I didn't check the surf. I better look at Surfline. Or what am I going to eat for dinner? What am I going to pack for lunch? I don't know. I mean, what am I doing this weekend? Or it could be really sticky thoughts of like, I had a conversation with that person and I really feel bad about what I said and how am I going to resolve that? I mean, sticky thoughts are thoughts that like you really get involved with, and they cause emotional reactions in you. Other minor thoughts about like, what am I eating and what am I wearing, those are also thoughts that we can get pretty attached to. The goal is to stay with your breath and not go with the temptation of your thoughts. It's kind of hard, actually. But if you do, because you will, you're not wrong. It's not bad. This is meditation. As soon as you realize that you've gone off with your thoughts, you just say, back to the breath, back to the breath. And sometimes when I'm meditating, I'm going back to the breath, back to the breath, back to the breath, like on and on and on. And that is my meditation. That is like weightlifting for your mind. You're practicing choosing not to participate in your thoughts. And then this creates like a detachment from your thoughts, and you become the observer. And you can detach from your thoughts and just observe them and be like, wow, those are really fearful thoughts. Or, oh, aren't you busy planning things? Or, oh, wow, you're busy judging, or whatever. And if you keep practicing this type of meditation, back to the breath, you'll be surprised, because in daily life, something will come up and you'll just observe your thought instead of reacting from it. It's really wonderful. The more I meditate, the better I do. There are times that I'm not a very consistent, committed meditator. Right now in my life, that is one of those times. It's a good idea to pick like a spot in your house where you want to meditate, and throw a scarf or a hat or a cushion or something that reminds you that that's your place to meditate. Make sure you tell people you live with that you are going to be meditating. Set a timer. I use Insight Timer. It's an app. I like it a lot. It has a little gong, makes me feel all Buddhist. And I can see all the people all over the world meditating when I'm meditating. It makes me feel like I'm part of a community. It also keeps track, which I don't think you're supposed to do. It's supposed to be like no goal in a meditation. But I do kind of like to watch and see if I'm meditating how many days in a row, and I get little stars. I don't know. It's just the athlete in me. It's not very Buddhist, but whatever. I'm meditating. That's all that matters. So I use the Insight Timer app. And in the beginning, you want to set like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be a lot, whatever you can tolerate. And do that twice a day. So you want to do it twice a day because it's hard. And try not to do it when you're sleepy, because you'll just fall asleep. And meditation is an active process. You are actively observing, staying with your breath, inhale and exhale. And you're actively bringing yourself back to your breath every time you find yourself going off with your thoughts. So there's that. And you can go like 2 minutes, 3 minutes twice a day for a week. And then each week add, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes. And then when you get to like 10 minutes, you can do it once a day. And then you build upon there. Maybe get up to 20. 20 is always a really good number. I know a lot of people say that they really settle in at 20 minutes. But any meditation is better than no meditation. And you'll find yourself being the observer more and being less reactive to things that are disproportionate, or less of a disproportionate reaction to things. If we're going to use metaphors, the river, if my thoughts were in a river, it would be like a roaring class 5 river. Like, my thoughts are busy. But I like to think of my thoughts as a train, that like each thought is a car on a train, and it's going down the track, and I'm sitting at the station watching the train. But every now and then I jump on the train and I go with it. And so when I catch myself off on some thought, my train has taken me like to Barstow or something, or Oklahoma. I don't know. It takes me a really long way away, and I have to just be like, whoa, how did I spend the last 2 minutes off in that thought? And I just say back to the breath. And there's no shaming, there's no judgment. Like, this is meditation. This is what it is. It is back to the breath, back to the breath. You're just practicing not giving yourself permission to participate in the thoughts. Thoughts aren't bad. They're very helpful. They let us solve a lot of problems in the world. It helps us function, helps us plan, helps us organize things. And as humans, we have a lot of thoughts. And some of these thoughts create a lot of fear and create a lot of anxiety. They cause us to not be present in the moment. They cause us to worry about the past, which you cannot control, and worry about the future, which we can't predict or control. Anxiety is painful. I've had a lot of anxiety in my life, and it's very painful. And meditation has been by far the most effective way of managing anxiety. It's work. It's a lot of work. And if you really want to manage your anxiety or create less reactivity in your life, you have to work at it, just like everything else. I know it would be so much easier if we didn't have to work at it. I totally get it. So I hope that helped you and taught you a little bit about meditation. You know where to find me. Maybe I'll have something exciting to talk about tomorrow. I had stuff that happened today with clients, but I can't talk about clients, so I thought meditation would be a great place to start today. Start today. You start today. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.